should have did the round of applause for that. The way he came up, like, it should have been like, yo, Kachi, you see in the motherfucker.
Hollywood C in the building, though.
What's going on, though, man?
Man, regular. You know, just checking in. Appreciate you guys for having me down here.
Nah.
Coming through.
Nah, we see you going hard and shit like that, man. Like you really.
Gym life is serious. You know, it's an everyday, 24/7 grind. It's mental, regeneration, and all the above.
So how do you get through the people that like? Cause you about that gym life, but how do you get through to the people that's trying to get there or not really on it or can't do it as much? Like, do you have like solutions for people like that can't go as hard, but you know, kind of want to get they.
I mean, honestly, you could start with the house. I mean, the way I started up was, you know, I'm in the football heavy. You know, currently playing with Militia. Appreciate y'all for taking me back. But I started out literally. It went from when I woke up in the morning, before I went to go take that morning piss. You know, everybody do that.
Yeah.
I hit the push-ups. I take the morning piss, depending on what the situation is, whether I'm getting up ready for work or I'm going to get back in the bed, I hit the push-ups. Then I moved up after doing that with a daily routine. I hit the pull-up bar. I brought the iron bar. Every time I walked underneath the door, pull-ups. Commercial on TV, push-up, pull-up. Watching the show, doing homework, got tired, needed distraction, push-up, pull-up, get back to it. That's how I started before I even touched the gym. It's for anybody that can't do push-ups or pull-up. It's all about if that's what you really want, you got it right there. As soon as you get out the bed, 300 body squats, 200 body squats, 50 body squats, 10
200.
body squats. I mean, all you're doing is going up and down. Up and down, you just feeling the burn. Everybody got to move their body weight. You know, God forbid there was a natural disaster. You might not need the strength to pick up a car, but what if you're on a cliff and all you got is your body weight? Got to be able to push your body weight. Got to be able to pull your body weight. You know, we don't really think of things like that because we live day by day, but I mean, anything could happen. I don't train just because I think, you know, there might be some crazy natural disaster. It's just all about the fact that one day this is all going to come into a fact of, like, really survival of the fittest. As far as, like, yo, if you don't bring it to the table, you always going to fall behind. You know, God forbid you was getting chased. You don't got the wind to run. You're going to get caught. I mean, it breaks down just to the littlest things. Walking in the street, you understand?
Facts.
Man.
Lord
Real
knows
shit
I ain't
right
how to
there.
win.
So you pretty much saying like it's 100 or nothing at all?
I mean, it's a start button. That's all it is. It's a start button. And as you see the progress, you'll get motivated to keep doing more. And then if you have other friends or something to do, I mean, I started out solo, then I, you know, spread it out. Now I train with hundreds of people. Currently at Equinox, they treat me well down there. Got about 20 clients, and then I got a good 10 clients from ages 6 to about 78. Okay. You know, I'm saying I got 78-year-olds. They come in there and they do their hour session, and they sweat. They don't complain. They do their body weight squats, you know, just because they know if I want to move correctly, if I want to live a long time, I know if I'm not fueling it, if I'm not treating the body the right way, it's going to respond that way. It's not going to last that long. So the more you take care of it, the longer it's going to last.
So for like people like that live in the hood and shit like that, where, you know, cause you talking about like being healthy and things like that, like where would we get these, you know, supplies and nutrients and things like that? Cause I mean, everybody think GNC, but I mean, what if you want to get the organic shit? Like, cause I mean, you see McDonald's, Kansas Fried. I mean, we surrounded by no good shit. So
I mean, I took it like this because I was on a fast food wave too. You know, I'm straight from the hood, 128th and 5th. So I mean, I was there for a long time too. So what it took for me was, is like, all right, I sat down one day and I did a calculation. Well, how much money do I spend on food a day? And then I times that by 5 or 6 for the week. You know, we might get a Sunday dinner from moms or whatever, but when we in the street, you know, we doing X, Y, and Z. So that's about 2 meals on average. We spend a few dollars here. So I took that amount and I said, well, why not go to the grocery store? I could spend half the money I'm spending there and get twice as much food. So I said, hey, I couldn't cook it at the time, so I brought it to my mom's. Here, So all I did was made the switch as far as I weeded off. I wasn't having McDonald's every day. I'd wake up and have the eggs. I'd wake up and have the bacon instead of paying the $3 at the corner store. You take $3, now you got 12 eggs. You got bread and cheese. 12 eggs, that's 4 sandwiches. You just spent one outside. So I just started making the calculations as far as my finances, and I was like, all right, well, cool, let's go clean, or at least try to. So I started off with that, and then kept going. Now I meal prep 7 days a week.
And what you eating now?
Right, because is egg healthy? Because I hear different stories that eggs
It
ain't good
depends
for
on-
you.
Everything does have its ups and downs, but as far as eggs, it's a good source of proteins. I mean, yeah, for the most part,
Egg white or
egg whites.
Okay.
You know, for the most part, it's egg whites, but you can't go wrong. Like you said, you need a start point. You wasn't raised on egg whites, so egg whites might be foreign. Have your eggs. Then once you get into it and you start seeing, it's like, all right, cool. Now you educating yourself. Now you know the egg white is a little bit better. Well, let's try the egg white. If you can't just jump into it from off the gate.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, 'cause that's the most, difficult part for, most people, like,
Eggs,
eating
yeah, I
healthy.
can't,
No, just
word.
eating healthy in general. Like, it's
I
like,
can't deal with. I can't fuck with egg whites.
Hey,
But I-
what's
but I have
crazy-
to
Got
probably
Street.
adapt myself to really eating it.
But see, there's always substitutions. I mean, if you don't want the egg, all right, cool then. So for breakfast, we wake up and what you get out there, you have you a protein shake.
Right.
You have your protein shakes. You fill it up with berries. You fill it up with banana. If not, you have the apple or the orange on the side with the protein shake. You just got equal amount of nutrients, protein that you would have just got if you would have had the 4 eggs. So
'Cause
it's
I was
always
just telling him-
substitutions.
Yeah,
There's
no.
always ways around it.
Yeah, because I was just telling him I just started like a new regimen where I just eat bananas in the morning.
Yep.
I'm saying?
Bananas are #1 pre-workout fruit.
Type shit.
For potassium.
Before I work
and all
out,
that.
I
Potassium,
always
yeah.
have that. I play football on halftime. We give out oranges and bananas. You know, it releases the potassium and the nutrients to the muscles so they don't cramp up. They feel loose. Blood flow is nice. You ready to go?
See, that's
that's the
crazy,
thing,
man. Because
yeah,
a person
like-
like me, I don't eat vegetables. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm dead serious. And
No, I
I
understand
eat a lot of sandwich. I eat sandwiches all day. I'm always on the move. Even my job requires running and walking all day. So I feel fit, but I'm not eating right. I play sports, but again, I'm not eating right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't even know what to eat because I eat so much sandwiches, and I don't go to the egg whites or I even heard honey turkey ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much that's out there that you be like, damn, what can I eat?
Word,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Like, I was gonna ask you that too, but good.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. So what it is at a certain point in time, you're gonna change a lot with the diet as far as where you shop, the places you go to, the choices you make as far as the honey turkey. Is it organic? Who is it made by? It comes down to a lot of stuff, but just a ballpark because not everybody can make that adjustment overnight. So it's an
it's
everyday process. It's just a little bit. So you start with, okay, cool, I like sandwiches. I'm on whole wheat bread now. I don't eat anything but whole wheat bread. Okay, cool. Once I get past the whole wheat bread, all right, now we cutting out bread. Now we're going to have a sandwich on a pita, on a whole wheat wrap. You understand? So we
So the
slowly,
pita is good though.
depending on
Pita
what
is
pita
good.
it is, yes, it's
Okay,
good.
okay.
It's definitely better than bread.
Okay.
Way less calories, way less carbs, way less, weight that you going to gain from it.
Right.
You want to consume as least calories as possible.
Raw bread, raw
Depend-
bread.
Depending
I
on-
do rye.
Yeah, I go fuck with
Rod's a
rye.
good one.
I
Bread.
love rye.
I worked at a grilled cheese company for a long time, and you wouldn't think grilled cheese, but it's very healthy. But we went the healthy route, so we chose Fontina cheese, all sorts of Italian and cheeses from European places that are just cut different, grown different, produced a little different.
Yeah.
The bread was organic sourdough. We wasn't, American white slices. We wasn't doing that. And then if we used butter, it was a organic butter, something that we made in the house versus with everything that we don't need to intake in the body. You eat butter, you go to margarine. After you get past margarine, you take it down a notch. Everything is light. You understand what I'm saying? It's a slow process. You know, I mean, I got clients now, you know, one of my best clients right now, she started at 333. 4 weeks in, 28 pounds. All because she started with the diet. I only see her twice a week. She only work out once by herself. It all starts with the diet. You get your diet right, slowly but surely, everything else will work that much better. You'll play ball that much better. You'll run that much better just because you're fueling the body with the proper nutrients. You don't get nothing from the burger from the block. We don't get nothing from that besides a full stomach.
Yeah.
You know? We don't get nothing from that. So now you need lean protein. We eating fish. Instead of rice, we might have a steamed vegetable. He don't really like vegetables, so then just do a brown rice. But we don't do the whole plate. We break up small portion meals, you know?
All right, so a question, right? Like cause I'm about like pause, like taste and shit like that. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But
What's wrong
like
with
when it comes to like taste, like what is good that you could actually eat? Cause you were saying fish, but what is good but still healthy? Cause you know usually when it's come to health, it'd be like a lot of like bland shit.
Pretty much
what
what gets you full.
Yeah,
Like,
word. I was
it's
gonna
not
ask that
even
too.
that,
Like seriously, how do you stay full? Like you know what I'm saying? Like when you
So what I do is right now I'm on a meal plan. I go through Muscle Maker Grill. They treat me well down there. I met the owner. You know, he hooks me up, so he gives me my meals for the week, helps me prep those out, whatever I ask for. But I'm eating grilled chicken, grilled chicken, not fried, not pan-seared, not a grilled chicken, straight, lightly seasoned, thrown on the grill, boom, chopped up, rice, minimum 2 cups. That's
so
about
you
it.
can eat rice.
Huh?
So you eating rice?
Depending on what your regimen is.
2 cups.
Okay.
Depending on what your regimen is. If you can handle 2 cups, then you can have 2 cups. If you can't, then yeah, you gonna have that 1 cup. You know. Then I'm having plenty of vegetables. Everything steamed. Just because fried is no good for me. You know, I don't benefit off of anything fried. It doesn't do anything for my body. So, and then I'm just spreading that out 6 or 7 different ways. So I'm throwing the chicken into a salad. I'm having a light salad dressing. Nothing too crazy. Spinach, Romanian, Caesar, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm not going to have cheese with it. It's cool. Feel me? And then what else am I having? I'll have steak. I got steak. You know, but it's what type of steak? What part of the cow you getting? You understand what I'm saying? So we get T-bones, we get Angus, you know. Now it's like ribeye, you know, what you pay that quality dollar for when you go to a 4 or 5 star restaurant, you know. Now we eating that on a regular instead of we eating the produce, the leftover of the cow, which is really sold to us. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I'm chopping that up. I might throw a little light teriyaki sauce on there. So as far as the flavor, you mix and match. I still don't eat bad. I don't eat the best as far as taste. You know, some things are bland, but it's all about an acceptance at that point. I'm at the point where I know that every meal isn't going to be my favorite meal. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you do eat because where I am in the fitness, as far as what I want, as far as my goals, you know, some things might just be bland. But at the end of the day, I know what I'm putting in and I know what I'm getting out from it. You know, I'm going to be able to push that 315 in the gym because I did that 4 weeks of bland chicken. You know, no sauce, no
chicken
extra
ain't really
season.
it ain't bad because chicken always usually tastes good.
Yeah.
But, you know, we could have like vegetables and shit like that. That's
And
when it's
vegetables, that's all about. Now you throw light salt, light pepper, and you go with it. You know, as bland as it gets, you know, you just gotta have it.
I don't cook. I mean, my girl cook, but you know what I mean.
That's crazy.
But you
Yo,
know,
so
I
is
mean,
baked chicken good for you?
You can have a baked chicken. You can't have baked chicken all week.
All week, facts.
All right, so I got a question. All
I
right,
think-
No, cause I was in a like baked, stewed chicken, grilled chicken. I do
Yeah,
that.
but see,
I do that
everything-
more than fried chicken. I don't eat fried chicken at all. Like
yeah,
that.
but now you gotta think about what you putting in the stew chicken. What are you putting in the stew that you don't need from the stew?
Like we use vegetables, but I don't eat the vegetables. Like you put vegetables in the stew,
You mean like the
But
sauce?
how you
and
making
shit?
the broth? How you making the
Yeah,
broth? What
salt,
is the broth?
pepper. Yeah, salt, pepper.
That's what I'm saying.
Adobo.
All that just took away
Sazon.
everything that you would have had
Right.
from just the chicken.
Just that?
Yeah.
Just that.
Your seasoning is everything.
Yeah, man.
Season is
that's what I'm
everything.
saying.
I mean,
Season is
I
everything.
agree.
But I
You
meant you
used to,
change. But that's what I'm saying. You change your type of seasoning. So I meant the new wave right now is technically coconut oil. You're using a lot of coconut oil, coconut butter, because coconut's a lot purer. So I meant that's one way to take it. And then as far as your seasoning, you just switch up your seasonings. It's not salt based. That's all it is. Now you
So
just
all that
switch it.
sofrito and all that shit, get rid of that shit? No disrespect?
All that.
It's all gone.
All that.
It's not in my fridge.
All that.
Yeah, it's not in my fridge.
All right, so yeah, hold on.
Vegan lifestyle, I meant, shout out to everybody that's on that wave. I mean, I have no disrespect for it, but as far as for me, it just, it all depends on what you want and what you. Vegan is more or less what they believe in. That's a belief, not something that you have to do.
And the whole
They-
that thing
yeah.
is pretty much unreal. Being a
It's
vegan.
it's not that it's unreal. It's just not as heard of. It's not
Yeah, that's
what I'm
popular.
saying,
It's
yeah.
because we're not exposed to what they're
Right,
exposed
exactly.
to.
Thank
What their interests are in life aren't our interest.
Yeah.
So what they might care about, that cow, that pig, that whatever it might be, that might be the reason why they went vegan or they don't eat this. Because normally it's not because I don't like the taste of it, because majority of them like the taste of it. It's just more or less a choice that they're making. As far as juicing is perfectly fine. I mean, you just not gonna get, like, are you gonna sustain a strong life? Yeah. I mean, juicing. That's just
No,
like
no,
I
I ju-
just
I
like I
juice a
told
lot.
him with the eggs. He don't like eggs, so what the alternative was? Okay, cool. Have a protein shake. Add the vegetables or the fruits in the protein shake. If you can't consume it that way, then yeah, you could also juice whatever you want.
But then the juicing is kind of questionable sometimes because it's GMOs now.
Now it all depends on where you're getting your fruit.
Seriously.
Nah, serious.
That's all it is.
That's what
Nah,
I'm
that's
saying.
that's fact.
law where he protects monostat, where they could say that it's organic and it's not.
Yeah.
So
So
you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's organic.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
so now this goes back to
past it, he saved them for them to say, yeah, this is organic, when it's really not.
yeah. Now it all goes back to where you getting your stuff from.
Exactly.
I mean, somebody else coming into office is, a lot of these shits that got approved, could get thrown out the window.
At any given time. At any given time. Don't matter. Whole Foods, Fine Fare,
Hopefully when it
C-Town,
comes to the
doesn't matter.
food, because I
What-
think majority of the food that's being produced now, 100% of it is unhealthy. Majority of it.
I wouldn't say 100%, but majority, yeah.
As far as the
I mean,
hood
as
go,
far
as
as yeah,
far-
what
like, you know
we
what I'm
have
saying?
access to,
Yeah.
yes, it's not
100%.
the best. We've been sheltered.
Bamboozled.
We've been sheltered.
Yeah.
And
Eating
and I
one
didn't
thing.
realize till
Right.
I was about 21. You understand? Just like what the game is, I'm not exposing the fitness life. It's just, but it takes a lot to look like what we see in the gym and want to look like. That's not just overnight. That's not just,
Right.
that's years of hard
right,
work,
right.
months of hard work. That's a 24-hour lifestyle. You go to sleep at a certain time. You wake up at a certain time. You eat a certain time of the day. Your phone
Yeah,
vibrate.
like-
It's not a text message. It's an alarm saying, okay, you've been
gotta
sitting
do
down
this,
for too
right.
long. Stand up. You understand? It's a whole different story. You could go to sleep in 4 hours and wake up well rested. It's all about your sleep pattern and the sleep cycle. You find out which hours of the day, depending on the body, you go to sleep. 4 hours, you'll wake up perfectly fine, ready to go.
Yo, Hollywood, what got you into this though? Like, what made you say, yo, I want to go this route?
To be honest, it started.
Because you
I
said
got-
you
I
did
got
the
ki-
McDonald's, you did the pizzas.
Yeah,
and,
I got suspended from University of Delaware in 2010. I was at a D1 school, walked on to the football team and everything. It was nice. I got an academic scholarship. I had some fallout through, I had a little altercation, whatever the case may be. And then I went up to Western Connecticut State University, and I had a roommate, young white boy. He's 4 years younger than me at the time. This was 2014. Big as I don't know what.
Yeah.
19, big as I don't know what. My research, I started getting dedicated. So as of 2014, beginning of 2015, I changed everything. I made the switch. I said, all right, I'm going to give it 110 because that's the only way it's going to happen. So I switched up the diet, switched up the workout, switched up the commitment.
So do you play with the powder too? Like, do you fuck with the powder?
A little bit, here and there, twice a day,
Yeah.
just to get what I can't get in food.
And which one is that? Because I was on the powder, but I stopped fucking with that shit because there's a lot of these.
Just for
companies
everybody
that-
listening, when he says he's on the pot, nah, just focus.
powder.
He is from Harlem. He is from Harlem, ladies and
All
gentlemen.
protein.
Yo,
All
nah, but,
protein.
a lot of the powder come based with creatine, but it's set in a different form.
Mm-hmm.
And GNC would be like, nah, it's not in there. But if you know what you're reading, I don't know what it's called, but I just know a lot of base protein powder is coming with creatine nowadays.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, I'll be on. Well, creatine
almost like-
basically it's a substance that gives you a pump.
the-
Just gives you that extra edge
it's
in the
almost-
gym.
Like a
almost-
Red Bull.
It's almost the cousin of steroids. If you
I'd say
consume
it's
enough
like
of
the
it.
it's like
It's
the
actually
fourth,
related.
like the third cousin of
Yes,
steroids.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
who's the second cousin? Of that?
there's a lot of other things that's closer than
Oh, word.
creatine to steroids
And
out
that's
there.
what I'm saying. That's the shit I don't know that be.
See, I didn't know that either. And like I said, just seeing these guys out here and then asking questions, it's like, yeah, no, majority of them are on something. It might not be steroids, something legal. They could get it over the counter, whatever it is. Performance enhancements. I mean, we hear about it on ESPN all day long.
Cause
you
I
know?
yeah right. Cause I had watched.
What-
I
what
watched.
you-
I watched.
Nah,
I
yeah,
watched
yeah.
the dude.
Yeah.
Damn near slim. You know what I'm saying?
Straight.
Him take that shit, go to the
Mhm.
gym for about 2 years and just explode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
What you think pushes people over that limit where they just feel like they gotta, I'm gonna take these substances to get to that level? Like, because I mean, you would think you would just take it the regular way, like, I'm gonna just exercise and do it the right way, but
Yeah, I mean, because there's a fine line between those two. It's like, I mean,
it's like a
it's being
obsession type shit.
It wouldn't be an obsession, but it's more or less about what you really want.
Mm.
It's like I said, you could be good or you could be great. Good is good. A B plus is not. Nothing's wrong with a B plus.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with an A. That A plus though takes a little bit more to get that A plus. That's all it is. I mean, you want that definition, you want that look, You know, that Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, man, you seen the movies, you seen him, the pictures, you seen The Rock. We've seen these people. It don't take.
So Rock is going super hard. Pause. What you trying to say?
Oh, Rock is, yeah, he puts in quality time in the gym.
Oh,
His diet is
crazy.
very, very strict. His sleep regimen little off because of the work he does, but it's pretty much strict, and
That shit
whatever
sound
he
like-
takes on the side is very good.
It sound like damn near converting to Muslim or Allah or some shit like that. Like, cause you know how
Yeah,
Muslims-
no, it's a lifestyle.
That's
It's
what I'm
a
saying. Like, you know how
lifestyle.
you dedicated to, like, you know how they pray. They don't care. Niggas are locked they store.
Yeah, they
You can't
stop
come,
doing
like,
what they
word,
doing. They
like,
say
it be
fuck the money and all
serious,
that.
like-
Yeah, nope, it is.
Like,
Doing all that is part of your body.
this is what I'm saying. Like, seriously, like
it's
Keeping
all
your body
all
intact,
for what
man.
you want.
the Ramadan. I'm not eating. Like that's
Because at the end of the day, best believe if you doing your body wrong, your body's gonna let you
I know
Yeah.
people that's not Muslim that don't celebrate none of that, and they fast. They do it just because they know what it does for the body, how it gives them that restart, and then they able to do it all over again. And then after several months, they flush it all out.
And like I said, like I think
It's a cleansing. That's all it is. It's
And I
just a
think
cleansing.
It's a cleansing, and it's a mental cleansing, right? You know what I'm saying? You're training your body to let it understand that you want to eat at this particular time versus you being hungry and you just running around trying to.
That's what I'm saying, because the body
You know what I
the
mean?
body works totally on its own, regimen.
Right.
At the end of the day, we we have sudden health issues and everything, and we live life on a regular nothing is happening, but we don't even understand the basis of what's going on in the body to take a step.
Right.
What's happening in the body to run, to just stand still and jump. We don't even understand that little concept that there's 600 plus muscles in the body,
Yeah, that's real
100 and
shit.
something bones that are linked together by ligaments and tendons that we pay no attention to at all during the course of life. So we use it when we're athletes, as far as jumping and scoring and running or whatever the case may be. But to take care of them, your performance will only elevate. That's why there's a difference between D1, D2, D3. Just because of the fact that we're going to train different. We're going to work different. It's a whole nother story because we're on a whole nother level. It's all about how hard you want to go. But good is good. There's nothing wrong with good. But to be great is just a little bit more to it.
All right, so, yeah.
Something like that.
All right, so I got a question, right? So, like, say, like, if you had a certain weight, right? You want to start, exercising in the diet, but you don't want to lose that weight that you at. How do you sustain that weight and still, like, turn it into,
So
It's a
what
muscle, pretty
Meaning
much.
if you probably like a little chunky, you
so
probably
it's
got a
converting
gut.
fat into muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to lose.
You don't
want
want
to
to lose too much.
You just
Yeah,
wanna
like,
get
you know
rid
what I'm
of the
saying?
stomach.
Like,
Yeah, so
It's on the
literally
stomach.
what you want to do is convert the fat into muscle and stay around the same weight. So how you do that is you learn how to train your body off of the energy systems. You learn the 3 energy systems of the body: glycogen, phosphate, and aerobic. So what you do is you train your body aerobically. It's technically phase 3. That's exercises that are longer than a minute to take you to do. So if you're doing a set technically, that set takes longer than a minute, so that you know that you're training your body in the aerobic phase. We're attacking fatty acids, so heart rate zones. You see people get on the treadmill and they on the treadmill every day but not seeing no change. Is because they're supplying muscle energy to get through that jog, to get through that run. But now when you train yourself on the aerobic phase by the heart rate, so now we're going to jump on the treadmill and we're going to put the incline to X, Y, and Z, speed to X, Y, and Z, but we know the heart rate at 90% of its max. So we had 170 beats per minute. Now we gassed. Can't do it for more than about 2 minutes.
yeah.
So now we're going to bring you back down to 140 beats per minute to let you gain that energy back after that minute or 2 that it takes you to rebuild, to catch your breath technically, to feel like you can keep going. All right, now I'm bringing you back up. So it's called HIIT training, high intensity training. You train by the heart rate, attack the aerobic phase, and then boom, you get that fat loss versus complete muscle, fat, and everything else at the same time.
So it's pretty much like don't spend too much time in the gym. Just get it like through like extreme work and then
exactly.
small time.
Technically, the
intense training
for the general population, for the people who's not like into fitness,
yeah.
45 to an hour, you good.
Well, because now you see
doing the
people in there
workout.
for hours. You like, the fuck are you doing?
Depending on your, depending on whatever your workout regimen is. Because I meant me personally, I might be in there for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on what it is. But at the same time, for general population who just want to get fit, they just at the point where they got to do something. You create a nice little regimen where you in there 45 minutes to an hour. Your work to rest ratio is higher on the work side to rest. It's not more rest than work. So we're going to work for 3 minutes straight. We're going to rest for a minute. Then we're going to work for 3 minutes straight. Whatever it might be, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 4 to 2, whatever the ratio is. But that's how you do it. And then as far as cardio, you attack that aerobic phase. You get that Fitbit. You get that heart rate monitor. You find out how many beats per minute.
So that's a good thing to have then.
Very good thing to invest in.
Okay.
99% of my clients come in with a heart rate monitor. If they don't, I put them on one. Just because I know that, hey, we attacking that aerobic phase. Between this workout, I'm going to try to, in that 45 to an hour, I'm going to try to keep you at 60% of your max heart rate. So I know that we killing fat versus using anything else to supply us with that energy to perform whatever that exercise is.
So when you first step in the gym, right, and say like you don't know where to go, so you just exercising everywhere, but say like you going all the time though, would you still see some results?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. That's
So
what I'm saying. You don't. I
Because
don't.
you know how
knock.
some people trying to be like, you got people in the gym that be trying to like, oh, you're not doing it right, you got to do it like, and you like, listen, man.
It's all a
If
start.
I just stay consistent, I'll see some kind of results. Like I don't need guidance because motherfuckers be like, if you do it like this, you're doing it the wrong way, or you got to do it like that. It's like, yo, it's kind of discouraging you though. Like,
Yeah, but it's you got perfectionism.
yeah, I know that's what I'm saying, but
I understand exactly where you come from because once again, I started there too. Once I was like, okay, the house is enough. I jumped in the gym. I was just looking around. Like, okay, that looked like what I need to be doing, so I might do it, and I know I might not be doing it right, but doing it starts. But after a while, you got to realize it's like, okay, once you pass that threshold of just doing it, and now you at the point where, and this is kind of serious, you want to learn the proper way to do certain things because now you're activating certain muscles. You might be doing a chest press or a bench press, and you don't realize that if you don't activate your lats on the bench, you're using too much shoulders. If you move your elbows while you're doing a bicep curl, it becomes a shoulder workout versus a bicep workout. So after a while, you could get it, sweat it up. But then after a while, you gonna see like, okay, cool, it's been a month and I only see this much results versus you come in the gym for that month and the dude that you was watching like, yo, I should have did that. He looked crazy. After a month, it's because, all right, cool, now you're going to want to know, okay, it's about angles now. You got to understand the different angles or what grip to hold or to understand that if you wrap your thumb and your index finger around the bar, now anything with a curl or press is also a bicep workout because the main nerve in the bicep runs through the thumb and the index. So you'll start learning that stuff once you really, really get into it. But no, don't get discouraged. Do it. Go in there, do your push-ups. Go in there, do your bicep curls. Do your squats or whatever it is that you're gonna do. Hit the machines, which is safer for the beginner only because now it's less control. It's more control on the joints versus free weight. But that's why Planet Fitness is a lot of machines and not no free weight is because, you're not going to come in there and hurt yourself in here
not seriously
with that free weight stuff. You're going to come in here, now it's safe. You sitting down, you not compensating in your back to do a shoulder press or something like that, So you know that's why I respect the different gym levels or whatever the case may be.
Equinox
But
is
yeah.
more like a step up.
More like a step up, but at the same time, it's your bougie gym. You know, it's your, yeah, that's you know that's how it goes. I love my company, but you know, you got to pay to play at Equinox. That's all it is. You know,
we know about that.
That's it. You
We
gotta pay to
definitely
play.
know about that. We definitely
You
know
can
about
tell
that.
by the crowd. Like,
Yeah, word. Damn, man. I mean, I wish we had more time, man.
Yeah,
we
nah.
really,
It's
we
all
really
love, though.
talking some real loud shit. All right, one last question though before we
You got
go.
it. What's up?
When you going out, like to eat and shit like that, because you know we do that. What are you ordering?
Okay, so how this works out is I don't go out too often.
Okay.
It got to be occasion, you know, not because I'm working. It's all because I know I don't really need it.
Okay. Real
You
talk.
know, I don't really need it.
Just
But
random,
when I do
sporadic
go
though.
out, I meant if it's not a cheat day as far as I could eat what I kind of want on this day,
Yeah.
I mean, it's controlled. I'm going to look through the menu and I'm going to find what's the closest thing to what I would have if I wasn't here. That's
And
all
do
it
you
is.
trust the chefs that when you go
It's
to
not.
the...
I mean, you made that decision when you walked through the door. So it's either
a
you're
fact.
not gonna eat,
Yeah, word,
you know, and you're gonna have your water, or you just gonna make that compromise today.
So there, you take Joyce out, you dead don't eat? She be like, I want to go to Mr.
I
Child.
got
You
wifey
like, you
on
know
the
what,
low,
like-
so I don't really take
Okay,
too many
okay. Well,
joints
no,
out.
all right, well, wifey. When
But-
you go out with wifey. No, I'm saying, so when you go out with wifey, you just
That's
let her
something,
eat. You let her eat. I don't know the situation. No,
Yeah,
so when you
no.
go out with wifey, you let her eat.
No,
and
she
you
eats
just...
what I eat.
Okay.
I mean, she's not into fitness, but she's seen the results that she doesn't work out. But we've been together for about 3 to 4 years, on and off, I would say. But just by the change of diet, she down 35 pounds. She don't work out.
Nice.
You know, and that's where the start is. Start is with the diet.
Liquor, is that like when you on your extreme diet? Is that a no or can you? No.
I don't really drink like that. I might have a beer or two because the carbs is cool. I could work that off. But I meant that 2 glasses that I have of that mixed drink the next day takes away yesterday's workout.
Yeah.
So Patron, Henny.
Sugar.
I don't really mess with it. I mean, for my people that do drink, you know, moderation now. You don't have that full cup. You got a 5-ounce cup of that wine.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the case
And
may
it
be.
gotta
If
be
you're
wine,
gonna have
right.
if you're gonna have your mixed drinks, it's moderation. You're not having mixed drinks every day. It's just not gonna happen. You might be good, but you ain't gonna be great.
All right, one last
can't get
question.
that Henny
But
shit,
this
man.
to do shit. But
Hard
this
to get off
do.
that Henny,
like,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, say like you really on your shit though, right?
Yeah.
But you might just want to like light up every now and then. Is that fucking? Because it's organic.
I mean, I come. I'll be honest.
again, that's
I've had
GMO, my
experience-
nigga.
I've had experience in that lifestyle. It's just, it hinders you.
But will it affect you though?
I mean, you gotta look at it like this. You know, because I'm pushing for the NFL, so it's like, to me, I have to look at it like this. Do I want to run a 4-4 or do I want to run a 4-3?
Fact.
So it's like, it's not that big of a difference. The 4-4 gonna get me to where I need to go, but that 4-3 gonna make noise.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So as far as like,
It's
if
really
you
on some
really want
discipline
that,
shit, man.
if you really want that gain, put it down. Or moderation, because I know things is hard. I mean, I tapered off. It wasn't cold turkey for me. You know, I slowly tapered off here and there. I celebrate.
Yeah.
You know, I do what I do here
Do
and
you
there.
monitor what you celebrate?
But I monitor what I celebrate. You
Okay,
understand?
okay.
It's not, you know, 4th of July, I might have let loose a little bit because it's been a while. But
Yeah.
now, since then, I'm on a strict schedule.
Okay.
But yeah, nobody's saying not to have fun. Have fun. Just monitor yourself.
Yeah.
You know, just be conscious. It's like, yo, you got this interior motive. There's something that you want to accomplish. Just know that, all right, cool, too much of this tonight is not going to pay off, or it's not going to benefit me the way I'm trying to go.
Yo, Hollywood C, man.
Hollywood C.
It was a pleasure, brother. You definitely,
Always.
You definitely dropped some
Always.
juice today, man.
Well, let the
If you-
people
yo,
know.
yo.
Let the people know for the little trainees that's trying to get in fit.
Yeah,
let them know
word,
they can
like,
find you.
how-
at.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's all the same. Hollywood C. No underscores, no space, no dashes. Hollywood C, just like that.
And
you can
where's
find
your-
me on there.
And where's your base?
Based on, I'm stationed out of the Upper East Side location, 61st and 1st Avenue. You come see me there. I got connections with other gyms. I also train in parks. I do swimming. I do
If they want to do a
basketball.
walk-in,
I
what's
do
the-
football. If you want to walk in, all you got to do is shoot me an email, cmoultrie2@gmail.com, or just hit me up on my Instagram. I answer everybody. I mean, it is a lot of traffic on there, but I do get to everybody. So just help me out. You got any health questions, workout suggestions, anything you need, I'll shout out.
That's what's up, man.
Real
Yo,
shit, man.
Hollywood
Pleasure to have
fucking
you, man.
C, man.
Yeah, appreciate it to be here, man.
You already know, man. Yo, get your life in order, man. I might
Get
have.
fit.
Yeah.
I was gonna go out, but now I might go eat a vegetable. You'll see this nigga got me on
Fuck it,
some
right?
different shit.
Or just eat the
I'ma go home
vegetable
on-
and go
I'm
out.
gonna go home on
I
my
be
different
calling.
shit. Watch.
I be calling you Heartburn Sim.
Yo, what? Yo,
you
nah,
go.
bro.
Ripping
On
all
some
over
real
the
shit, I'm
mic.
about to go home and start throwing shit around. She gonna want to know what's going on. Like, nah, we don't need this shit. Tired
like
of this
that.
shit. Nah, word, yo.
Yeah, nah,
appreciate you,
appreciate
brother. You
you.
already
BBA
know, man.
Radio. Tune into us every Friday, 7 to 8. You already know.
Shit, chill.